Hey guys, Anorganic Pixel here. What you're seeing real quick is me using the phone to get a location of where the enemy sniper is at, and just going to go to that spot of the map and try to kill him here. This is Sniper Elite Resistance. If you aren't familiar with the Sniper Elite series, it's basically just a collection of games where you're killing Nazis as a sniper. There's also a zombie version of these games, which is kind of fun, but I think this one's the first one where they had this invasion mode, which basically allows you to enter the single-player campaign of somebody else who's playing the game as an opposing force, thus, the Nazis here, essentially. And that's where I take out this guy. Thankfully, that phone gave me a general idea of where his location was. Here's actually a clip of me. I have a general idea of where this guy's at, but he's stuck inside this big hotel mansion thing. And this is a fun shot right here. He basically tries to scale out of the building, and I notice him right here. This has been a lot of fun to play this game. And also the multiplayer, outside of just this invasion mode, is a lot of fun too. Like the team deathmatch and whatnot. But playing as the Axis invasion is a lot of fun too. You really get that sense of owning a guy and basically ruining his whole day by having him die and whatnot and go back to the beginning of the checkpoint he's at. I hear the rest of this video though is going to be mainly me playing as the good guy here. Trying to get the nut shot here. I cannot seem to get that here going. But later in the video, I keep trying to get people shot in the balls. And this is just me kind of exploring around a little bit, playing more of the single player itself. Again, not getting the nut shot on that guy. So you'll just be playing the single player, and basically someone will invade your game. One thing I really like about this game mode, or about the invasion aspect, is that as the single player, as the good guy, the resistance side, if you want to call it that, if you die to the Axis, or if you die to the guy who's invading you, the punishment's not that great. It's not like you're restarting the entire level, or you have to go all the way back to the beginning. Essentially, you just kind of reset from where the last checkpoint was, so you might lose maybe about 5 minutes of progress, essentially. And you can still play the single-player campaign while the invasion's happening. Just because an invasion's happening doesn't mean you have to stop everything and kill this guy. But that is kind of the recommended route to take. I am just, at this point, just checking out, general spawn locations. I know generally, and I have a general idea of where the Axis enemy sniper spawns into. So I'm just trying to see if I could see him before he sees me. This is a lot of fun, actually. This game mode just really, I think, encapsulates the tense combat of sniper versus sniper action. You really get a sense of playing cat and mouse with another person, and ultimately, it's fairly tense. Every time you die to the guy, it's like a jump scare. And right here is where I actually see a glimmer of his scope. So I start running for the hills a little bit. I want to get a better angle. And actually, me moving here was a smart move. What was not smart, though, is how long I stood in front of this window, hoping to see him. I switched to my binoculars here so he doesn't see the glare. Typically the glare comes out when you have the sniper rifle scope pulled out, even if it doesn't make any sense. We're in the dead of night. I don't know how there's a glare that's that big, but it's mainly a balancing thing. I think this game doesn't really try to go for the ultimate realistic sniper versus sniper kind of gameplay or aesthetic. Here's where I get shot. Thankfully, I have a med kit here, and the rest of this video is just gonna be this big cat and mouse game with this other guy. We really have each other back to back at certain points. We set a lot of traps up. At one point, he falls for one of my traps, and I also fall for one of his. We set the radio on, just to set the tone. And yeah, this is. I'm gonna speed through a lot of this though. These fights with another sniper can go on for a very long time, honestly. And mainly it's a lot of hiding and wanting to get the drop on them first. So you're always in a cat and mouse game of trying to see if you can get the better angle, trying to see if you can find him before he finds you. And one thing I wish they would have had in this is different player models for the Axis. I just spotted him there, so I know he knows. I know he knows I'm where I'm at. And this is a bit risky, but I basically kind of scale outside the building, mainly because it gets me a better vantage point and also lets me kind of see around my surroundings a bit based on the camera angles. Right there, you just heard a little explosion. I know it's fast forwarded, but he fell for one of my traps I set in the beginning. And I kind of slip out of here. I want to kind of get a better angle. I go back into the hotel and try to use the phone, and I've never had this happen before, but I got hit with the booby trap on the phone. The phone allows you to get a general idea of where the guy's at. And I believe on the Axis side, if you use the phone, hit the guy who's being invaded will also know where you're at. I don't know if it's the same with the invader, and you also have as the guy who's being invaded or whatever, as the person who's playing the main campaign. You have a lot more free will to use the phone to get a better idea, whereas the Axis has a harder time. The balancing in this game mode's interesting. I don't know if it's perfect, but it's still a lot of fun. One thing I want to comment about this game is that the game it reminds me the most of is Metal Gear Solid 5. And that's mainly because you have an open world stealth kind of mission environment to play around in. And it's a lot of fun. I love the environment of, European, World War II setting and whatnot. The story's really stupid, honestly. It's just typical, like, oh my god, the Nazis are building a bomb, blah, 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 blah. By the way, I move out of the hotel here just to basically see if I can wiggle him out of his hiding hole, and I want to make him feel like I'm going somewhere else that I'm not. So I go to this like train yard area, and I basically cause a huge ruckus here in just a minute. But yeah, going back to that Metal Gear Solid 5 aspect, it's a lot like Metal Gear Solid 5 with that open world stealth environment, and basically a lot of the AI mechanics work fairly similar to Metal Gear Solid 5. It's just not as fluid with the controls. Your guy he's kind of a fatso who controls really weird and kind of clunky. So you don't really feel like you have total autonomy around your, like you did with Snake back in MGS5. But I think the invasion mode for this one's done a lot better than what it was done in MGS5. This one has a lot of variety to it. The maps are a lot more interesting than MGS5's invasion mode were. And this is where the battle gets really tense right now. But basically, we've both he's either got a me pinpoint or I have him pinpointed, and I caused a lot of ruckus there, as you saw earlier with that explosion that I set off. And I'm just trying to get him to, I don't know, not really know where I'm at. I want him to kind of have absolutely no clue where I'm going, what direction I'm doing. I'm causing all this like noise and chaos. I think that as the guy who's getting invaded, as the guy who's playing the campaign, you have the advantage because you have a lot of ways of kind of messing with the other player. And he found out where I was. He used the phone, so he has a general idea of where I'm at. And now I have a general idea of where he is because he used the phone as well. Here's where he makes a really rookie move, though. You're gonna notice that I'm gonna try to see if I can get a good angle on him. I have a general idea of where he's at. I look out with my scope real quick, and I see he has his scope already pulled out. So I know exactly where he's at. He might not know where I am. It's kind of hard to gauge which window I might be peeking out of. And this is where I kind of pray to Chris Kyle, that I want him to guide my bullet. I want him to help me, and I want to make sure I can get this shot off of him. I scope in, hold my breath, incapacitate him, and then I go for the finishing kill. Kill that guy. Really, really fun, gameplay aspect here. Really, it's a lot. That cat and mouse game that went on for about 30 to 40 minutes. I know you're only seeing like a 10-minute video of it, but that's mainly just to make sure this video is like easily digestible. If you wanted me to actually upload like a full-scale, battle with a guy, I'd be happy to do that. But that's this game mode. It's truly one of the more inventive games that I've come across this year. The invasion mode aspect is done so well. Here's another clip of me, by the way, causing a lot of chaos. I am still being invaded by another player, not the same guy. And this just kind of showcases how you can even tackle the solution or tackle your opponent, not by just sniping him from a distance, but also by playing a little stealthy here. I accidentally stumble upon where the guy is, and he basically doesn't know where I'm going, but I'm causing all this chaos, all this like destruction, and all this like killing all of his dudes. So he assumes that he assumes that he knows the general idea of where I'm at, but I'm going to start moving out of this spot, and they're going to actually open fire on me here. So using the AI as the guy, as the resistance fighter, you have a lot of like options around, I think, tricking the other dude. I think as the Axis invader, you really have to mainly it's more of a waiting game, but either side you're trying to wait and get him out in a good position. Because he thinks I'm generally over there, I actually try to go for the melee kill, but because I don't have a bayonet, I didn't go for I couldn't get it. But thankfully I just hip fired here and got the kill. Go for the stab just because I'm trying to be flexible like that. And yeah, that's about it. I didn't want to end the video without a testable shot, so here it is. Basically, I got these 4 dudes. At this point, I completed the whole campaign, or the whole mission of of this level specifically, and I just wanted to get a clip. So here I go. A lot of these, I don't know what it is with these Nazis, but their balls are just like either really low or not in the right position. I'm not sure if each one of them has a different position or placement for their balls. So here I go. This is actually the testicle shot, and it's freaking brutal, man. Just see that poor testicle just wiggle back and forth like that. I know that there's been like a billion of these games already, but for some reason the slow-mo aspect of this, doesn't get old. It's still so much fun. This is a great game. This is a fun one to check out. It's on Game Pass, actually. That's how I'm playing it. I would really recommend first, though, hopping into like a multiplayer lobby where you just kind of like do team deathmatch first. And yeah, I think it's worth checking out. That would really suck, by the way. Getting shot in the femur like that would blow. By the way, if I sound all congested and stuff, I'm a little sick today, so here's another testicle shot. No slow-mo cam, but what are you going to do? That's the rest of the video. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Have you played this game yet? And yeah, please leave a like and subscribe. Check out my other videos, and have a good day. Bye.